What have you learned from your audience feedback? In order to gain audience feedback, we conducted a feedback event. This consisted of a showing of our film and also a survey and questionnaire. We invited members of our target audience and also members of our media group to analyse our film. We handed out a survey before showing the film twice. Questions included: was the narrative and content clear and understandable? Were there any technical issues? And which aspects of the film did you find most enjoyable or effective? We used the school's theatre as the venue for our feedback event, as it had a large projector and lots of seats. Our feedback proved very useful, and now we'll demonstrate how we utilised the information we gained by comparing elements of our rough cut to our final finished film, including sound clips from the feedback session. In our rough cut, the words Emiraggio Production appear after the ident. We decided this was pointless, as the production company had already been established in the ident. Secondly, the Foley sounds that we used to create the office atmosphere were too loud and didn't match the image, which is just David on his own. Also, in this scene, the titles appear. The comments we received were that they were difficult to read, mainly because they were too thin. Finally, in this scene, we see the picture fall off the desk. There is a slow motion replay in the rough cut. The comments we received were that this didn't match our style, as it was quite a stylised thing to do and our piece was very naturalistic. Next, I will show the same scene from the final cut of the film. We have taken into account all the comments and made changes to the film. Changes we made for the final cut included removing the words Emiraggio Production after the ident. We changed the Foley sound so it was reduced when the door was shut. We made the titles thicker and bold. We got rid of the slow-mo scene and also changed the cast credits to come at the start rather than the crew. Also, we added a colour correction tool, which makes the scene appear warmer in colour. These are the credits that appear at the end of the film. They only contain the crew members, as this was a convention of shorts. These weren't present at all in the rough cut. In the following scene, we received comments that the scene was too long. We tried to counter this by playing it at 200% speed, but then that meant that the shaky cam in the shot was evident.
The camera's constantly shaking. You might get marked down, I think it's supposed to be. It looks like it makes the effect like there's someone hiding the bushes, just looking at everything.
To counter this problem in the final cut, we reshot the whole scene. This also gave us the opportunity to use a better location, which was more appropriate as it was isolated and also only 10 minutes away. We used twice as many shot types to cut down on the length of the shot, and also we started the cast before starting the shoot, so David could drive up quicker. As you can hear, there are Foley sounds of cutlery in the rough cut that do not match the image. We simply took these out and replaced them carefully with the original sound recording.
The table noises are a bit too much.
Yeah, a bit too much? He's not moving.
Open work on time, David. How are we meant to raise a family when you're never around? You said you didn't like work.
Emma!
In this crane shot, we attempted to follow David's descent as he falls to his knees, and then continue to pan and tilt up to the sky. Unfortunately, the crane appears to hit the floor, and our feedback tells us that this was noticeable. In the final cut, we decided to reshoot the whole shot. This allowed us to use a new location that we felt was better, and also we framed the shots a lot better too.
Emma?
In my opinion, this new version of the scene is much more effective and technically better. In this scene, our feedback told us that the change of lighting between shots was too obvious. Also, it was not clear that Jack's character was a police detective. Finally, the overdubbed footsteps were out of time and Jack's voice was quiet and unclear. To solve these issues, we firstly added a brightness filter, allowing us to alter the levels of brightness. We then overdubbed Jack's voice in the studio and adjusted the timings and levels until they matched up correctly. We got rid of the Foley footsteps and carefully used pieces of the original recordings. Finally, we included a shot of the police detective leaving his station just to reinforce his character.
Hey, Bird. I think you know what you've done. You're under arrest. I think you better come with me.
A final issue that was raised due to the feedback sessions was that the camera operator could be heard saying recording. This was simply removed from the final cut. Overall, I believe our feedback sessions proved to be both effective and essential. They provided us with sufficient information to drastically improve our film to give a result that would satisfy our target audience. Thank you for listening.